T-Touch Award von Tissot an die beiden Weltmeister des gestrigen Tages zu überreichen. Im Herrensäbel Saber Mihai Kovaliu, Rumänien, Rumanie. Und im Damendegen Epidam Danuta Dmowska, Polen, Polonia. Nochmal einen herzlichen Beifall den beiden Weltmeistern des gestrigen Tages, Mihai Kovaliu und Danuta Dmowska, den Gewinnern des T-Touch Award von Tissot. Und wir freuen uns nun auf die beiden Finals des heutigen Tages. Zunächst im Damensäbel und anschließend im Herrenflorett. Wir sind in wenigen Momenten soweit damit zu beginnen.
Meine Damen und Herren, einen guten Abend wünschen wir Ihnen. Wir heißen Sie willkommen zum Finale der Fechtweltmeisterschaften 2005 in Leipzig im Damensäbel. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, bonsoir. Bienvenue au Championnat du Monde 2005 à Leipzig, Sabre Dames individuell. Wir stellen Ihnen nun die 4 Finalistinnen vor. On vous présente les 4 finalistes. Im ersten Halbfinale, première demi-finale, Alessandra Lucchino, Italien, Italie. Elle a gagné la médaille d'argent au championnat du monde junior à Trapani en 2003, à l'individuel et par équipe. Et s'est placée deuxième au tournoi de la Coupe du Monde de cette année à Foggia et à Alger. Alessandra Lucchino gewann die Silbermedaille bei den Junioren-Weltmeisterschaften 2003 in Trapani und belegte bei den Weltcup-Turnieren der laufenden Saison in Foggia und Algier jeweils den 2. Platz. Alessandra Lucchino, Italien. Elle tire contre Sofia Velikaya, Russland, Russie. Sofia Velikaya s'est placée deuxième au championnat d'Europe en 2005 et elle a gagné avec son équipe les championnats d'Europe et le Team World Cup en 2004. Sofia Velikaya wurde 2005 Zweite bei der Europameisterschaft und gewann mit ihrer Mannschaft 2004 sowohl die Europameisterschaften als auch den Team World Cup. Sofia Velikaya, Russland. Im zweiten Halbfinale, deuxième demi-finale, Anne-Lise Couillard, Frankreich, France. Elle s'est placée troisième au championnat du monde en 2000 à Budapest. Dans la même année, elle a gagné les championnats du monde junior et en 2001 les championnats du monde à Nîmes. Anne-Lise Couillard wurde im Jahr 2000 Dritte bei den Weltmeisterschaften in Budapest. Sie wurde im selben Jahr Junioren-Weltmeisterin und 2001 Weltmeisterin in Nîmes. Anne-Lise Couillard. Elle tire contre Ilaria Bianco, Italien, Italie. Elle a gagné la médaille d'argent au championnat du monde en 1999, 2000 et 2001 et elle est championne du monde par équipe en 1999. Ilaria Bianco gewann in den Jahren 1999 bis 2001 jeweils die Silbermedaille bei den Weltmeisterschaften und wurde 1999 Mannschaftsweltmeisterin. Ilaria Bianco, Italien. Folgende Kampfrichter sind im Einsatz. On vous présente maintenant les arbitres: Joseph Navarrete, Maxime Laroska, Valérie Kurzeit. Monsieur Maurice Florino, Chef des Protokolls der FEE, wird der Siegerin des Weltcups in Damensäbel die FEE-Medaille überreichen. Monsieur Maurice Florino, Chef du protocole de la Fédération internationale d'escrime, par Jacobson, États-Unis, gagnante de la Coupe du Monde Senior Sabre Dame. Et merci pour cette belle présentation. Wir rufen nun zum ersten Halbfinale Alessandra Lucchino, Italien, Italie und Sofia Italia, Russland, ici. L'arbitre de ce match sera Joseph Navarrete, assisté par Maxime Lacosta et Vladimir Kutzait.
Regarde. Okay. Regarde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Non correct. Touche. Regarde. Prêt. Allez. Regarde. Prêt. Allez. Merci. Regarde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Regarde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Regarde. Prêt. Allez. Attaque. Non. Attaque. Non. Touche. Point.
It's 8 points. We have a 1-minute break, and during that time, the athletes may receive some coaching from their coaches, their best friend, their mom, their dad, whoever it might be. One person at a time can come up to the strip and grab a sip of water and try to refocus. So far, Lucchino looks like she's holding all the cards.
I mean, I think it's been just a matter of aggressiveness at this point. Valkyria came out very sort of hesitant. So the minute break actually has made a big difference in the last couple of years, and you really see shifts at the break, especially now Valkyria will have a chance to maybe come out with a little more aggressiveness in the second half. I haven't really seen in the second half of that first portion. I mean, Lucchino didn't look quite as strong. She made some parries in the beginning, but we'll see what happens now as they come back for the second half.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We would like to see Valkyria start to push out there a little bit. She has been spending time on the other half of Lucchino's strip, but not effectively. It's her timing is not quite right. She's not measuring the distance quite right.
We'll see now.
Go ahead.
Say the referee, he definitely interacts with the crowd. He's done that a few times where he's silenced the crowd or looked out of the crowd. So yeah, it's definitely a factor in his ear because he's definitely aware of it out there.
Part of the show now, certainly, and I love the lighting here at the Leipzig Arena. And you'll notice that when the referee gets to make his calls, he gets a spotlight, which is very nice. And then when he's not making his calls, no spotlight for him.
And Valkyria with a nice stop cut there as Lucchino is going forward.
Yeah, perhaps a mistake right now. There's finally a realized attack from Valkyria. Nice to see. And perhaps it'd be a mistake for Lucchino to start pushing too far into Valkyria's territory. She seemed to be doing fine in the first 8 touches on her half of the strip. Beautifully planned. She makes the attack, perhaps a feint, draws Valkyria forward, and then immediately attacks on the step forward. Well, those athletes move, they move.
There's the attack.
Great looking footwork.
You can see this on your screens if you watch Lucchino's footwork. It's classic Bauer technique, very small steps, a little bounce in the middle or bounce back, and then just trying to accelerate. Not successful that time, but over the course it's been very successful. That time landing on Valkyria's guard.
She sure did, and I think that's more visible to us than it is perhaps to her.
Well, the Italians definitely have a flair. They have the celebrating down and the complaining down, so you'll see them.
Yeah, they'll see the appeal, the drama of Saber as they appeal to the referee. And we've gotten very close to a level game now. Actually, Lucchino only ahead by 1 point, 10-9. We were tied at 9 just a second ago. So it's now starting to be a very even match as Valkyria finds her feet. And there, tables are turned on Lucchino has been using that kind of stutter step attack in a preparation.
Yeah, Lucchino has not had much success with her attack right now. I think it's 3 or 4 times that Valkai has hit her in preparation, so we'll see if she makes an adjustment or keeps going forward.
I think Valkai met our very own Marielle Zagunis in the 2005 Junior World Championships. Zagunis was the champion. Valkai beat Zagunis for the gold, I think, in Linz, Austria.
Yeah, both very strong. We'll see. Shaping up to be a good finish here, 11-10.
The bouts all week have been full of drama like this. Ooh, she snuck that one by. I think that could have been a successful parry. You see, let's see if we can see this on the replay. See if she catches the guard here and then kind of finagles the blade around. It's kind of a smart thing to do. And with the timing now, you cannot hold that riposte. Once you've made the parry, you've got to get your hand out there pretty soon.
Let's see if he calls the attack for Lucchino, her counterattack on Lucchino's guard.
11-12. Don't forget, we'll be making broadcasts all week on our website. 13-11 now, getting closer. Please join us on WCSN.com to see the fencing live. On fencingchannel.tv, we have daily summaries, podcasts, pictures, and a blog of the 2005 World Championships. Also find our podcast on the iTunes Store. Well, it's getting very dangerous now at this point. Now, 3 touches is not a big deal too much in saber fencing. Those can come and go awfully quickly. But when it's close to the end, when it's 14, and there it is, as a matter of fact. The attack lands on the bell guard. There's a repose from Valikaya, and Valikaya will advance to the gold medal bout to face one of our 2 next fencers, as a matter of fact.
Really two stages of that bout. In the beginning, Lucchino came out with a lot of parry riposte. I don't know why she stopped. At the end, she just kept going forward and did not have much success with her attack.
Well, certainly that minute break helped quite a great deal. And I think that's something that people don't quite talk about as much, because we had the introduction of that. We get to 8 points, we take a minute break. Before in Saber, you never got to take a minute break because you'd never reach a 3-minute period. But we put that in. I think people remarked a little bit on how much it's changed the game. Now people talk about the timing much more often, but that break, you'll see fortunes change all the time after the break.
Absolutely. It's been a really big momentum shift. I don't know if you can see Christian Bauer on your screen, but not a happy man. He is extremely tough and extremely great as a coach, but I know he's not too happy with, I think, the way that she lost that bout in terms of running forward and not really being as patient as she could have been.
Well, certainly the other side looking quite pleased by the whole thing. So it may be a little cold in the locker room today, huh?
Yes, he will, I'm sure, have a few things to say to her later on. But right now he's got Bianco to contend with. I know he wants to get her into the gold medal match. This is actually a rematch of the 2002 World Championships, and at least Tuya beating Bianco then. So these two have met a lot, and this should be a very interesting matchup.
And both of these fencers have a great deal of success in their history of fencing. So unlike those other two who are more new, you should say younger fencers who have sort of come out strong. Now I say younger, but it's relative. Of course, Bianco only 25 years old, and Tuya only 23 years old. So we're actually talking about fairly young people here, but in terms of fencing experience, I guess you'd say.
Bianco's been really fired up today. Let's see if she can keep it going. Maxime is refereeing, and he likes to call attack, so you're going to really have to make it 1 light if you're going to get a preparation call with him.
Oh, there is 1 light, as a matter of fact. A little bit of a technical issue. They want to make sure that white light shouldn't come on during the Saber bouts. The white light only comes on during foil bouts, should only come on during foil bouts when an off-target touch has been scored, but I guess Bianco is unhooked there. Once she hooks back in, that white light will go off, and we'll get back to business.
And actually, Christian Bauer is a longtime coach of the French team, so you see a very similar style from both of them. He's definitely left his imprint on the French program still.
And of course, there's another attack that lands on the guard, and a nice riposte from Tuya. Of course, the Italian Saber program, definitely not a bad place to spend your time.
And I mean, they have really been on the rise since Christian came in 2000, winning obviously the gold and the silver in the men's. So, and there you see Maxime calling. A lot of referees might give that as preparation. With him, there's a very wide timing on the attack. So unless you see 1 light, chances are you'll see him calling for the attack.
That must be very confusing for Saber fencers who are used to a very high level of correctness demanded by the referees in terms of where your arm is and when you complete your attack.
Well, I think with him, it's good for the fencers because you know for sure if you're attacking and you get the light on that you're going to get it. Yeah. So in that case, it's a little less confusing in terms of it's much harder when they're flipping back and forth and one call is tight, one call is loose. So with Maxime, you know, get the light on with your attack, you have a very good chance of getting the touch with him.
Getting the touch, which isn't so bad. A little bit of a technical problem right now, and we see the technician out there just taking a look at Bianco's weapon, body cord, making sure that the ground is there and that everything's going to work all right.
Extending her prongs out.
That's right. Everybody needs a little prong extension every now and again. Please don't forget, we'll be making broadcasts all week on our website, so please join us on WCSN.com to see the fencing live. On fencingchannel.tv, we have daily summaries, podcasts, pictures, and a blog of the 2005 World Championships. You can also find the podcast in the iTunes store, which is where I throw all my money when I'm not working, I'm afraid. Gorgeous attack into preparation there, and caught her right on the arm, I'd say.
A very nice looking preparation. We'll see if Bianco can make a little run back into this.
Any of those breaks, of course, in fencing help us out. That's why you see fencers so often tying shoes, straightening weapons, and in the case of women's fencing, some men's fencing, fixing hair.
Yes.
So those little breaks help you kind of retool, get ready to do make some different moves, and come up with a new strategy.
And there you see preparation from Tuya.
And Bianco may be a little lazy on that attack. She kind of started it, but she didn't move at any real speed, didn't change her tempo at all.
And there you see, this is the second time you've seen Bianca trying to take a parry and just, you know, the remise comes through before she's able to riposte. So that's the advantage that Tuya has with her length, is just keeping that arm out there.
Tuya understanding that there was going to be an attempt to pull distance from Bianco and just converting her advance into a nice long lunge and finishing nice and strong, and again having the benefit of that referee to make that call for her. Although I don't think many referees would have argued with that particular.
No, that one was very clear. But I think when you just have the confidence of knowing that if you're able to do that and get the touch, you'll see a lot more strong attacks. So Bianca's got to make some adjustments. I mean, she's been going for parries, but Annalise is so long that she's landing on Bianca's guard, but just staying there and going through. So we saw that a lot yesterday with Poznikov and Montano. Poznikov lunging almost short on purpose, and then before Montano can riposte, he just leaves his hand there one light against him. So she's going to have to probably take another step back.
How do fencers feel about that? Do they feel that that's just a good new strategy? You got to use what you can use when the technology's like that, or do they feel kind of like that's dirty pool?
I mean, I think it's frustrating for the fencer who's taking the parry. Montano yesterday after the bout was like, you know, this is what I do. I did it perfectly like a lesson, took parry riposte, but the hand is still there. So, I mean, you have to use what you can. I think both sides, even when that happens, know that it's sort of, they almost want to acknowledge, like, nice touch, but unfortunately it's my point. So.
Right. Yeah, a lot of that in the foil game right now, too, with the changes that have gone on and the timing and the tip depression for foil. And there's a lot of debate about that, whether or not certain fencing is clean or dirty. But I guess kind of whatever gets the light on and gets you the point, all's fair in love and war, and indeed in fencing.
And Bianca come out very, very passive in that first touch, so she's really going to have to step it up right now, down 9-3.
She just does not seem to have her timing there. She's getting caught on those steps forward, and she's reaching up high. She's protecting and overprotecting her head. So those parries that she's making, those 5 parries, are up there and up there again.
And that's a 5 parry is very dangerous these days, especially going back. You have a lot of remises on that. And you see Christian, her coach, urging her to go forward and attack, or at least be more aggressive. Again, you see Tuya taking the aggressiveness in the attack. So.
And it's not as though it's, what is very typical in saber fencing, that on the word fence, both fencers are coming forward. She's just not finding a rhythm there.
And that time just trying to force it through. And
that's right.
And right now is when, just trying to find one touch to get the time of your opponent down.
And she did finally there. She was able to get in underneath. But I'm not sure that's exactly the rhythm she was looking for. I think Tuya could sort of go back to the pattern that she had before and be very successful with it. 12-4 is quite an enormous lead for any of the weapons. Fortunately for Saber, there's no time limit to it. However, the points do tend to go by quickly.
And there, Tuya just has all the aggressiveness, all the momentum. It's going to be very hard for Bianco to break it. You can make a big run in Saber, but she's got to get some couple big touches here to get any kind of thing going right now. Right now, she hasn't really found anything that's working against Tuya.
It's not. And that call right there, the one that we just saw a minute ago, many Saber referees would have called that a preparation for Tuya.
Yes, with Maxime, you know that's 100% attack. So right now, I think Bianco may be giving up here.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of spark here from the Italian fencer.
You see her.
Wouldn't it be wonderful to see an 11-point run right now? That'd be something.
That would be. I see her coach is getting up and walking away. So that may be his new strategy. Yeah, Bianco scores after that. So
yeah, maybe it works. Get off my back, coach, and I'll go to work. Gets lucky with the remise on that one, I'd say.
Yep, lands in the guard. It's got a long way to go, but it'd be good to see her make a little run here.
Right after the women's the second women's Saber semifinal, we're going to see the first men's foil semifinal. Calls it a bridge to fair attack and gives her the right of way.
Yep.
And Tuya advances. So we will have the final between Tuya and I've already forgotten who took the first one. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, it's Velkaya from Russia.
Velkaya. My gosh, where's my head? Well, Tim, thank you very much for joining us. As a matter of fact, we're going to get ready for our men's foil semifinal and our two men's semifinals, and I hope that we're going to see you back here for the women's Saber final coming up in just a few minutes.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very exciting. No Italians in the final, but
no Italians, but Russians making Eastern Europe, of course, always making a very strong appearance with the Saber, as it was for the men's Saber final the other night. So we'll have to see if their luck holds out,
and we'll see if Tuya can repeat as world champion. So
that's right. That's right. All right. We'll be joined now by Tim Morehouse, who will be coming back in to make some calls for us as we watch the final of the exciting women's Saber program. And it's been a great pleasure for me to get a chance to meet and to talk with all of these great athletes, like Aida Mohammed, who has just left us, giving her insight into our semifinal bouts for the men's foil. And don't forget, we're brought to you by the World Championship Sports Network, the home of World Championships, WCSN.com, in cooperation with Fencing Pictures, where you can find at fencingpictures.tv and Fencing Channel at fencingchannel.com. Tim, you're back in the hot seat.
I am back. I'm back with you, Alex. Good to be back.
Good. Well, it's good to have you back here. Did you get a look at the fencing of Sang there? I love watching him fence.
That was great. I don't know if you guys were commenting on the Chinese team's cheering, but they actually have someone who leads the cheering.
Isn't that smart? Cheerleading.
And, but very tough on them. When someone's out of sequence on the clap, he really yells at them.
Does he really?
A lot of stuff at the venue. If you've never had a chance to see a World Championship live,
this is a good one to see.
It's a good one to see. And so Pastore and Montano of Italy have picked Tuya for this matchup.
Oh, have they?
Yes.
You've got it come down. Let's see how it comes down. I wonder if money has traded hands. As David Letterman says, this is an exhibition, not a competition, so please, no wagering.
And Gutsite refereeing from Ukraine, so you'll see more attacking as well. He also has a very wide timing with his calling of attacks.
He certainly does, because a lot of referees would have given that to Tuya.
Yep, so you see, well, that time Tuya came forward, stopped a little bit, and Valkaya taking over very, very subtly and finishing. So some referees will miss that touch, but actually a very good call by him. He's one of the best referees in the world right now.
Well, that's no difficulty to read at all, where the attack falls short and the riposte lands with a single light. The score is 1-1. Now, the winner of this gold medal bout will walk away as world champion. That must be a good thing.
Absolutely. Tuya trying to repeat, Valkaya trying to win her first. So you see Tuya hitting Valkaya in preparation.
Strong control of the attack there.
Excellent attack from Valkaya.
I think there was an attempt at an attack in preparation from Tuya, but she lands on the bell guard and allows Valkaya to finish up the attack. Good control. A lot of times fencers moving forward like that, if they're not careful, can develop too much momentum.
And that time, Valkaya landing on Tuya's guard as they both come into the middle. Both of them have very strong attacks, so I think you'll see both of them trying to really push it during this bout.
A lot of good celebration. Every touch you score brings you closer to the necessary 15 touches to become world champion. And so I think both these fencers are probably eager to get those touches in there.
And that's a touch right there we'll see most will call the other way. Hitting her ahead, right. But actually from the outside, Valkaya starting first, and she was winning the time, but Valkaya started the attack first, so Gutzeit will give favor to that kind of attack.
It's always been my pet peeve for Saber fencing, because a lot of referees miss the fact that it's not when you hit the opponent, it's when you start your attack, and a lot of referees give a lot of precedence to the fast attack rather than the attack that started the action.
Absolutely, and you won't see that from Gutzeit. He's very good about really seeing who's starting the attack, not necessarily who's going faster. So I think it makes for nicer fencing when you see that.
And I agree. Almost level now at 4-5.
Calling that one simultaneous, both of them hesitating. And there again, you see Valkaya hitting a little bit ahead, but still giving to you the repost on that, even though it's ahead. So
yeah, a bit foolish to make that counterattack. I think she was hoping for attack into preparation, but the timing was not right on that at all, I'm afraid.
And there you see the closeout from Tuya.
Yeah, it was a nice closeout. Brought her guard down strong to make sure that the blade didn't hit her anywhere.
If you get any contact right now in the guard, you can really block people out. It doesn't take much right now.
It's become a very popular action to hit somebody and close out. And a derobement there. Haven't seen one of those in a little while. Nice.
Yes. Very nice touch. Very nice touch. We see Tuya up 8-4 going to the break, looking really strong right now.
And as always, when we get to 8 points, we have, in the Saber fencing that is, we have a 1-minute break, and they can consult with their coaches and get a little bit of advice. There's Tuya leads by double the score, so it's 8-4 right now, as a matter of fact. And we are brought to you by the World Championship Sports Network, the home of world champions, WCSN.com, in cooperation with Fencing Pictures at fencingpictures.tv and Fencing Channel at fencingchannel.com. Anybody want to say hello to at home?
Well, I think my mom is listening, but I'll say hello to anyone who's a fan who's listening right now. I think it's just great.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll say hello to your mom. Hi, Mom.
Thank you. But no, I think this is really great. It's definitely a first, and as one of the athletes, we really appreciate all the support we get from the people. That they congratulate us when we come back and before we leave. So
that's great, and we're trying to do our bit here. As a matter of fact, trying to get a little bit more broadcast time, a little bit more exposure to the U.S. audience for fencing. Certainly, I think once the U.S. audience gets a taste for it, they should probably find that they have a pretty good audience for it. Certainly. You can put on ESPN any time of the day and see lumberjack sports. I don't know why ours can't fit in there.
Absolutely. And for the young fencers, too, I think this is great in the U.S. to really see the top level. High post right out the block from Tuya. She's really controlling the steps right now. Valkaya landing an attack. Both of them have very controlled attack, so if you're watching, you can really watch their feet. You really get to see some excellent footwork from both of them when they're moving up and down the strip. Very patient, very small steps, changing their rhythm.
It's really gorgeous fencing, and women's saber, I think, has been a little bit maligned. People saying, "Oh, it's a fairly new sport," and this and that. But you certainly can't argue with the athleticism of the fencers that we're seeing. And today really was some fantastic sport. The other thing is that the women. Oh, yeah, definitely a little preparation there on behalf of Tuya. She's not going to get that call. Wasn't quite committed to what she was doing. She was caught a little bit in the middle. And a good referee sees things from the gut to a great degree. And there's a perfect example of his skill as a referee, being able to call that attack properly.
Very subtle touch. And I think you're right, though. A lot of it is very much instinct on calling it. And he has a very good instinct for, especially with Saber, it's happening so fast.
Now that's a questionable call to me, because it looked as though Tuya took a chop and missed.
It looked like she was short first and made their remise. Might have just missed it.
Oh, and she's definitely a little bit off her rhythm. Still up by 2 points, which is nice. I would, from a spectator standpoint, really like to see Toya win this thing. I don't know if you got a chance to catch her bout to get into the top 4, but she had an amazing emotional explosion, which I think is part of the fun of watching the women's sport. They are a little more emotive. They tend to show their feelings a little bit more, and it kind of makes it exciting. You really feel the wins when you get them.
And I think especially in Saber, speaking as a Saber fencer,
that's right.
We love a good yell. So
Sure
that time the off-target light going on, stopping the bout there.
Little technical issue.
Technical issue. We'll see the technician coming out.
That's right. He's going to take a look in there, maybe change the oil, change the plugs.
Yep. I think he may be expanding her prongs again. We'll see.
That's right. Now, what Tim means by that when he says expanding her prongs is the body cord, the part that puts the electricity to the weapon, has 2 prongs that stick out from it that fit into a socket that has 2 receptors. And sometimes those prongs collapse a little bit with use and can become loose, and you don't get quite the connection you should get. So Toya just kind of misses that one.
Landing on the guard, so we'll see hopefully for a good finish here, 9-11. Wakai looking a little bit stronger after the break now and getting a few breaks as well to bring the score closer.
There's a good shot on your screen right now, and that's why those masks make such a difference. I think Toya is starting to rush a little bit. I think she's kind of feeling she's close to being able to win this, and maybe her feet may be getting ahead of her a little bit.
And you see momentum so big in Saber. When you can get a few touches and a break here and there, you can really start to run off touches. And you see it right now.
As we are seeing it.
Valkyrie with the attack. She has lost her distance for where Valkyrie is, and she's just really taking the last 4 or 5 touches strong. So
11-11 now, and of course that's a typical place where Toya might try to take a little bit of a break by trying to fix her hair. I think that's a
there
remise.
You see the remise, attack short remise. That's a touch last year would be definitely the other way, but that is our sport now. You see her missing, and the blade catches her on the second time around.
So Velikaya definitely with the momentum. Ooh, now that's very different than he's called that call for the past few. I thought the audience was going to complain more. They don't seem to be.
I think he may be calling it on her hand because Valkaya's hand went backwards and Tuya's hand went forward. So I think he's saying that she wasn't attacking on that.
12-12. We're definitely getting our money's worth out of this Saber final.
Watch their footwork coming down.
Gorgeous attack. Beautiful finish. Raises up her wrist a little bit just to make sure the point's going to get on over the attempted parry there, putting her weapon into position to block Toya's attack. 13-12, now 2 points from victory. Let's make that.
An attack from Tuya, she's up 14-12.
1 point. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with that call at all. Did you?
I think the crowd's saying she may have missed. If she did, it was we'll see on the replay here.
I don't know.
Looked like she caught her. It's still hard to tell, but
I
think they were thinking she may have missed.
Well, we certainly have a better view up here in the skybox than they do down there. That is for the audience, so I can see how they could read that way.
Time to trying for the preparation.
And Toya's nerves now must be through the roof as she's very excited to have a finish like this and on her record. Becoming world champion is a big deal. See if she can make it happen here. She's in bad shape right now. And she manages to get it done. And she is the world champion, and look at her. I knew we'd see a bit of a strong reaction from Toya, and I have to say I was kind of rooting for her in that sense, just because I wanted to see her go through the roof.
She really pulled that last touch again. Example, Wakai did not pull her hand back very far, but just enough where her point was right out, nicked her a little bit ahead in one light.
Here come her teammates now to say congratulations, and indeed the whole team is going to come in, coaches and all, and generally they grab her and toss her up into the air. I hope they keep a good hold on her because I think her energy is pretty strong right now.
Whoa, not a good toss in the first one.
And now we're getting some height.
There we go. I prefer our toss of Marielle in Athens.
That was a very
we had some very good height on that.
Yeah, I think you did, as a matter of fact. Well, perhaps that should be a new level of competition. I mean, there's certainly different kind of sports all over the world, and fencer tossing could be the new up-and-coming sport.
So yeah, very exciting finish. I know the team event in Saber as well is going to be very exciting.
Can't wait to see that myself.
that I think you really see the emotions when it's more than just yourself. You're really relying on your teammates. So
yeah, the team dynamic is very interesting to me, where you feel the weaknesses of well, I shouldn't say, I don't mean to sound negative, but some fencers have kind of a hole in one place, some fencers have kind of a hole in their training in another place, and it's nice to see the team event because one fencer will make up for the other fencers, you know, whatever you want to call them. I won't say weaknesses because it sounds overly harsh, but that's the dynamic of the team. And then, of course, you get up there and you can't let your teammates down. You've got to square the touch. You got to hold the weight.
And you actually see even different fencing from people in the team events. I think Tarantino right now has been the best team fencer in the world over the last year. Italy has won every team event. He's closed every team event. So you see even a different level of fencing coming out from different people. Some people fencing, you know, Lukashenko, world champion, tended to be a little bit weaker in the team event, and you see other guys tend to be stronger. So I know the U.S. team is, after their a little bit disappointing result today, they're really looking forward to getting back out there for the team event.
I can't wait to get him. I can't wait to see him fence. Who's going to be fencing this year for the team?
Well, you've got Mario Zagunas, obviously, in Seda, and then we have two newcomers to the senior team. So we've got Becca Ward and Caitlin Thompson. Not sure who will start there. Probably will be Becca with her result today.
Yeah,
but
she had a good finish today, that's for sure.
I know they are itching to go.
All right, well, Tim Morehouse has been joining me here from the U.S. Men's Saber team, and it's been awesome to have you.
It's been a pleasure, Alex.
Appreciate it.
It's too bad Saber's so fast. We could have
sat here and chewed the fat a little more. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get a chance to see you again, and I want to wish you a lot of luck with your fencing, and a lot of luck to the U.S. team.
Thank you so much.
I hope your mom did get a chance to hear you, because you did
I hope so, and I hope that in the team event we're really going to bring home a medal this year. We have a very good shot. So
we are going to be pulling for you. If you need anything, you just let me know, and
Absolutely.
I'll be there for you. All right,
thanks
very
a lot,
much, Tim.
I'm going to exit out.
Ciao, ciao. So there they are, all our women's Saber finalists. Italy well represented there, Russia, and of course France. And Tim Morehouse sitting down with me again here as we watch this ceremony. Tuya seems to be quite happy.
Obviously world champion.
That's a pretty nice thing to be able to say. Put that right on the resume.
Very nice medals. Actually, Vitsali, those medals are very fragile. Dropped hers after she won, and it shattered. So they have I think it's ceramic medals. They were saying very nice.
Yeah,
it's like China or something.
It is of, I guess, Dresden, right next door to Leipzig here. Very famous for a kind of porcelain that they produce, kind of China. And I was just mentioning, as a matter of fact, to Voidy that I had talked to Valentina just after she won the gold medal the other night, and she came out and said, I just smashed my medal. I just broke my medal. So hopefully she'll get another.
Luckily she's got a few other ones and a few Olympic medals here and there.
So on the wall.
If that was her only one.
Well, what a proud moment that our French fencer Tui has had as she looks up and sees the French flag raised, the national anthem played. Even if you're not the most patriotic citizen of your particular country, I don't think you can help but be moved by that moment. And you've made everybody at home very proud. And certainly tears came to the eyes of this world champion, 2005 world champion for women's saber. Trying to keep her composure, but maybe. Oh, they're getting the special request, right? Kiss the medal now.
Yeah.
Marry the
Don't
medal.
bite that one.
Yeah,
Don't break.
that's right. That's right. Marry the medal in a quiet ceremony. There's all sorts of requests made of these champions, and you have to look dignified doing it too.
Yes, and the Tuya family has another medal to add to their collection.
Yeah, quite a vast
brothers,
collection. Yeah,
who both retired this past season, but they left with Olympic gold, and Damien Tuya, obviously world champion as well. So very
looks like the legacy continues. Good genes in that family, I'd say.
Very successful fencing family. So we'll see if down the line they have a few children coming up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we better take care of them while they're young, because otherwise they're going to come out and beat us all anyway.
That's right. That's right. Tomorrow's sort of a low day here, a light day, and then I think things are really going to pick up with the team event. It's going to be.
I think so.
You see the intensity and the.
There's nothing I think quite as fun as the men's saber team event. So I really look forward to those. The yelling, the screaming, the camaraderie, the drama. We got it all working. Of course, the American team in Athens, within striking distance of a medal.
Yes.
Within about as close as you can get.
Yes, I know that we obviously think about that a lot, being one touch short both times. So, you know, Keith Smart, obviously he's not here with us at this World Championships, but hopefully he'll be back next season with us, and we'll get another shot at it. Because I think Keith Smart, Ivan Lee, Jason, and those are three great guys. You know, it's been great fencing with them, and I think.